So for a long time, this channel has been the purveyor of purple positivity, drank in that Kool-Aid with a little bit of quasi-humor, a little bit of quasi-analysis, and we won't give up on us. Keep Skull alive. That whole thing, right? And even at 1-3, the Vikings, like we pointed out already, are the best 1-3 team in NFL history. Face. But week 5 at home against the low energy 0-4 Detroit Lions. If the Vikings somehow find a way to really Viking it and end up losing to the Lions at home, it's over. It will be over. Fire everyone and trade Kirk Cousins to the Browns. By the way, Kirk on the Browns with Stefanski, with that O-line, even with a couple of injuries, that's a Super Bowl winning team. It is. And sorry, Baker. Sorry, you're on more commercials than you have completions. Yout. Yeah, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. But I swear, on everything that is holy, we could be the most positive Vikings fan there is out there. But if the Vikings drop to 0-4, wanting some more, against the Lions, who look dead on arrival every single game this season, except for the Ravens game, it's over. It is over then. And I know. I'm sort of in the boat with some people. Is Zimmer going to be the head coach that leads the Vikings to the promised land? Probably not. This is year 8, and the same mistakes that he had early on in his tenure as head coach. Clock management, game management, personnel management, managing egos in the locker room, actually being a head coach of the entire team and not just the defense. They're still cropping up 8 years on. But can this team get off the mat? I think so, especially given the way that they've lost their first 3 games. You look at the Bengals game with the Dalvin fumble. You look at the Cardinals game with the Greg Joseph 37-yard shank. And then the Browns game, just how do you lose by 7 in that spot? At home. You just have no juice. You just have nothing going. And then you beat the Seahawks, who are a good team. So I'm not ready to give up on the season, man. And plus, we already put our on the table about our wager, about spending hard-earned money and putting a Packers stock certificate up on that wall during the offseason as our shame. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to go down that road, but I think that the Lions game is the Rubicon, and it may be the last stand. It may be the Alamo. It may be Thermopylae. It may be Midway of the Pacific. It may be that for Mike Zimmer on Sunday, because ownership, you know, after last year's 1-5 start, maybe if Mike Zimmer hadn't just inked up a 3-year extension, maybe they would have moved on, but they're going to stand by their man. Besides, they won a playoff game in the year before, so maybe that they're building on another year with Kirk Cousins, maybe. But if the Vikings start out 1-4 and you've lost 3 of those games in heartbreaking fashion, and then you drop one against the worst team potentially in the league, in the Lions, at home, it's over. It's done. It's cooked. It's finito. And I would be okay with that, frankly. If they want to clean house at that point, sure. Spielman stocked this team with plenty of talent, had some hits, had a lot of misses, not afraid to swing that bat, but come on, man. Come on. Is he going to get to choose his 3rd new head coach? Because he picked Leslie as the interim after Brad Childress was fired. He picked Zimmer. Will he be able to pick a 3rd one? I don't know. But if he does stick around, then it's time to start jettisoning. Like, you probably can't trade Anthony Barr because he's off an injury, but if you can, maybe. And the big one is Kirk Cousins. Can you move that contract? I think that Kirk has played great this season, don't get me wrong. And if the Vikings want to stick with him through the end of his contract next year, I'm perfectly fine with that. He's shown that if he's protected, he can play at a high-end level, potentially even MVP level. But if the Vikings are out of the Derby at 1-4, and you lose the Lions at home, you're kind of done. Yeah, that's kind of it. Then I think that is peak Kirk Cousins' value, especially the ways that he played in the first 3 weeks. Plus, if he's not the reason that the Vikings lose against the Lions, come on. Not only do you get that contract off of your books, not only do you save $35 million in cap space next year, you got 10 dead because of the prorated signing bonus, but you're able to free up some cap space this year, maybe even get a little trade compensation. Go ahead. And then let's see what Kellen Mond has. Maybe a mobile quarterback with the shoddy offensive line is what the doctor prescribed. It's possible. Maybe he can develop a rapport with Justin Jefferson. Maybe they can get to winning time. Maybe Jefferson will be happy in his situation and he won't leave after his rookie deal. It's possible, right? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We are. Like, it is a week-to-week league, and it's been a rough start for the Vikings. 3 losses that easily could have been wins if the Vikings weren't fumbled against the Bengals, if Greg Joseph didn't shank a kick against the Cardinals, who are 4-0, by the way, looking like one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFC. They just whooped the Rams' ass at the Rams' place. All right, it would be nice to have that win in our back pocket. And then the Browns game, where the Browns were just like, hey, here you go. Here's the game. Here you go. And the offense, after that first drive, just could not get anything going, man. It's rough. But, yeah, Sunday is it. Sunday is it. Like, if the Vikings drop an egg and Zimmer's blaming everyone but himself, and if that defense isn't right again, I think that it's over. Like, they may wait until the bye. They may wait until after the Week 6 Carolina game. But I think that it could have been a fait accompli if the Vikings do drop one against the Lions, which I don't even want to think about. Like, beating the Lions at home, well, just beating the Lions in general, even in their place, should just be a check the box and you move on. It's a, oh, hey, like, if and when the Vikings do beat the Lions by 20 or 30 on Sunday, it should be, hey, we just won. Strike up the band. It's a, what you want, a cookie? Congrats for doing what you're supposed to do. But if they don't, it may be the start of a new era for the Vikings. It's rough. It's rough to think about. But anyways, let us know your thoughts on our thoughts. If the Vikings lose to the Lions, it's over. It is over. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work below some November. But until next time, Skol Production Value.